have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas, and we have wonderful guests. And I have a wonderful guest today who's going to inform us about a lot of things. It is Kimberly Palm, and she is a spiritual leader and teacher, and let me bring her on. Welcome,
Hi,
Kimberly.
Gail. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show.
Oh, it's always a delight and a pleasure to have you on this show, and always hear. Everyone's always interested in the latest information that you've gotten from Yeshua, and we have lots to talk about. We're going to go over some of the things that have been happening, and Kimberly is going to give her and Yeshua's perspective on it from what he told her. So that should be very interesting. So take it away.
Take it away. Well, first of all, thank you everybody for watching this program. And as we always say, don't shoot the messenger, because most of what I share came from a being known as Yeshua Sananda the Christ. We say Sananda because that's his oversoul name. His parents gave him when he was in a human body. It was Yeshua ben Yosef, not Jesus. Jesus is the gematria for Lucifer, and it was created in the 1800s. That name, the name Jesus was actually not created until the 1800s. He was known as Emmanuel. He was known as Yeshua. He was known as Iesus in the Greek Bible. He had a lot of names, but he was not called Jesus in any Bible until the Cabal changed his name in the 1800s to be the gematria. And you can go to gematrix.org. It's GEMATRIX.org, and you can put in the name Jesus and then put in the name Lucifer, and they have the same gematria. And they purposely did that. There is no letter J in the Hebrew or the Aramaic alphabet. The languages he spoke in his day were Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic, and there was no letter J. That's why to this day in Greece, his name is Iesus, IESSUS, not Jesus. But anyways, I've been speaking with him since I was born, because I was with him 2,000 years ago. And the only reason I came here now for this ascension event is I made a deal with the family of Christ to come back here and restore all of the Christed teachings back to planet Earth, the original ones, not the ones that were perverted by the Cabal and changed thousands of times over. So I'm here to restore the original Christ, divine feminine, of course, the Magdalene teachings, because I'm a priestess in the Order of the Rose, in the Blue Rose Order under Miriam of Magdala. I was trained by her 2,000 years ago. And so I'm here to bring back the defendant, the divine feminine aspects of the Christ consciousness, as well as all of Christ consciousness back. And so I've had this relationship with him, being able to hear him and see him since I was a little tiny girl, because the only reason I came is for that. So we communicate all the time. So
Well, that's pretty awesome.
So the first thing I want to say is everything I say is for entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If you don't like what I say, I don't really give a flying hoot if you like it or not. I don't care. I'm just sharing information that I get from him, and anybody who doesn't like it, I really don't care. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you don't like me. If you like me, whatever. If the information's helpful for you, then that's wonderful.
You have to have that
Yeah.
attitude today in the way things
Yeah.
are, because the haters come out and they come out in the comments and they make their nasty little
Yep.
remarks. And
Always.
it's very low
Yep.
vibration. It's very
Yep.
judgmental, and it's just not a good thing to do. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. So let's start. What I want to do is I want to first share with you what I call the bad news. I like to do the bad news first and then the good news. The bad news is I want to go over all the events that are part of this war we're in, because we're still in a war. The war started in, they haven't told you on the news, oh, we're in World War III, but we've been in World War III since they launched the pandemic. Okay. We've been, and I'm going to try to talk in code words so you don't get booted off of any stations or anything. But that's when they launched the war on humanity, because the reptilians hate us. They want us dead. They want to kill every human on the planet. That's what they do on every world. I've told people this countless times, that these Draco go from planet to planet. They enslave the people. They eat the people. We're their food. They eat us. They like to torture us and rape us and then eat us, because then there's lots of adrenaline in there, and they can shapeshift longer. The more adrenochrome that they get, along with the celebs and all that, they like to stick the adrenaline from children into them because it allows them to shapeshift for a longer time. But they do this. They go from planet to planet. They hate us. They think we are way beneath them. They see us as little parasites when it's actually them that are the parasite. And they have been at war with this planet for a long time. But it really started with World War III at the beginning of the pandemic. And the whole thing about that was they had a goal of actually killing most of us and getting us down to that Georgia Guidestone number of 200 million people. That was their goal. And so they've been doing anything they can with creating more wars, like what's going on in Gaza, annihilating all those poor people. And, just on and on and on and on, killing people, creating wars, and then spraying stuff on us. So what I want to do is I'm going to start with the latest shenanigans that they have pulled. And I'm going to go back in time to other shenanigans up before the election. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what Yeshua has said about each one of these events, who did it, why they did it, and what they were expecting to gain from it. I'm going to go over each of those. So the first one I want to start with is the other day, a Black Hawk helicopter flying into a flight and killing, what was it? 67 people?
68, 60, yeah, something like that.
Something like that, 67. So first of all, you need to understand that the Cabal always uses these numbers. If you go on the internet, you'll see a whole bunch of people that died at age 39, 33. They like to use these specific numbers, 39, 33, 67, a bunch of people dead at 67. They use these numbers because what does 6 plus 7 equal? 13, right? Yeah, which is a witch's coven, which is they and I did a video on my YouTube channel talking about how the numbers all used to be good and they inverted them. They invert everything. The number 13 is the number of the goddess. It's the number of the goddess, and it always was. And it was the number of the goddess until the Cabal got a hold of it and started using it for wicked purposes, evil purposes.
It's bad luck. 13 is bad luck.
But it's not. You know the story about that, Gail, how that happened was because they murdered the Knight Templars who were protecting the bloodline of Christ. So the Knight Templars were protecting the bloodline of Christ and all the secrets. They were Gnostic Christians and Essenes, just like Yeshua was. And the Catholic Church declared them heretics and rounded them all up and murdered them. And I recently found out, my husband and son, why they're so intrigued with the Templars is because they were Templars and they were actually executed by the King of France. So I just found that out recently. They don't know it because I can't tell them that though, because they're not awake and they don't believe in any of that. So I can't discuss it with them, but I happen to know that that's who they were, which makes sense because of who I am. Anyways, so the latest thing, the Black Hawk helicopter, what he said, I just talked to him this morning about it. He said, this is his words, quote unquote, the hellish elites. He called them the hellish elites. The hellish Yeah, the hellish elites were conjuring demons to help them, and they needed to do a big blood sacrifice, and they had to pick one of their, their satanic numbers. So they picked a flight with 67 on board. There was no pilot at all in that helicopter. It was flown remotely, which they just announced in the news. I just showed it to my husband. I'm like, oh, look, they can remotely fly Black Hawk helicopters everywhere. And my husband even made a comment, that's really dangerous and that's not good because that can cause accidents.
So it was an automatic pilot type thing.
Yeah. Okay. So there was no pilots in there.
That's what I thought. Somebody else was saying it was a kamikaze pilot, but I said I don't think it was piloted at all.
There was no one in it at all. Yeah. No one in it at all. So basically, it was remotely flown into that plane. There was a civil rights attorney on board. There were figure skaters and coaches on board, and there was a beauty pageant winner on board. The most notable person would probably be the civil rights attorney, obviously. He probably knows something, or he's in the way of the Cabal and they targeted him, because you have to sit and say, what makes the Cabal pick certain groups of people to murder for their sacrifices they do? Because they do these blood sacrifices all the time. Throughout history, they've been doing them. Like, for example, the Holocaust was one big blood sacrifice to open a portal to hell to bring Satan and Lucifer in and billions of demons into the earth so that the Third Reich could take over the whole planet. That was their goal. And they were told that they had to kill 12 million people in order to do that. So they killed 6 million Jews who they scapegoated, and then another 12 million other people who were, opposing them or whoever they didn't like, if they were crippled or whatever. That was a big blood sacrifice as well. But they do these blood sacrifices to conjure demons and to open portals to hell. And hell is just another dimension. It's not a pit. It's not down deep in the earth. Deep in the earth is Agartha. We know that the cities, which are beautiful, are down in the earth. Hell is another dimension. It's actually the fourth dimension is what it is. That's the demon realm where all the demons live, is the fourth dimension. And so they always pick these numbers. And so you have to say, well, why did they pick that specific flight? Well, obviously there were people on board they wanted to get rid of to hush them up, because those people knew something. Now you could say maybe it was the figure skating coaches, because there are some coaches that have done nefarious things in history. Not all most figure skating coaches and athletic coaches in general are really good, amazing people. I have a good friend who's a figure skating coach, and she's a beautiful, amazing person. But there are some that have been involved with nefarious things. But I would say they were targeting the civil rights attorney, and
probably knew something.
Yeah. I'm saying that's who they were targeting. I'm just for entertainment purpose only. I'm not saying definitely that's who it was. But the fact of the matter is, you always have to say, why did they pick this particular group, or why did they pick this particular area to burn down, which we're going to go into areas that they burned down. They do it because they're for their benefit. There's somebody there that they want to get rid of, like in the Paradise fire situation where they burned down Paradise using directed energy weapons. There was a whole community of Venusians living there from Venus. And they were,
I heard there was an ET group, but I didn't know
it was a whole ET.
Venus. Oh my gosh.
It was a whole bunch of ETs and their families. Their families were there too, and they had to kill them all because they were here helping humanity, and they wanted to kill them because the Venusians look just like us. They look just like humans exactly, except they're really good-looking humans. They're very good-looking people. So think of us, but really good.
Valiant Thor. Valiant Thor.
He's a Venusian, Valiant Thor. Yeah. They're here. The Venusians are on the surface. They've been on the surface a long time. They're here to help us. They're all here to help us. So the thing is that they do these things in a specific order, and they always pick specific people to take out, specific groups for a reason. There's always a reason. They're not just targeting a blanket group of people for whatever reason other than the whole earth. So I wanted to talk about that. So that's the last event that happened. Now let's go back in time. What happened prior to that? We have fires going in California. So why did they burn down those homes? Because they're going to build this is what Yeshua said, they're going to build a smart city there, and they needed to burn it down. They also canceled everybody's insurance, and everywhere they go and fled, like North Carolina, all these places, Paradise, all these places they burn. Before they burn them or flood them, they cancel people's flood insurance and fire insurance.
Well, guess what?
What?
Just a comment on that very thing is I read that they are currently in the process of canceling fire insurance in Phoenix.
They also are doing it in Portland, Oregon right now, which is a big, now you have to understand that Portland is more understandable than Phoenix. Phoenix has a fair amount of conservatives. Portland, however, is a radical lefty, demon rat area. Okay. They're most, I would say 90% of the people there are radical lefty woke people. Okay. So they're going to turn Portland's on the list of smart cities. It's on the list of ones they're going to turn into a smart city. And a week or two ago, people in Portland were complaining that their fire insurance was being canceled. So I think that they're going to burn down Portland next. That's their next target. That's what I don't know for sure, but I think that's what they want to do. They want to do that next. But what they do, let me explain why they cancel people's insurance. Because when they burn the area down, they don't want those people rebuilding their house there again, because they want that land to do their terrible things to it and rebuild it with a high density prison complex, like apartments, like in the future, like you saw with there was a movie with Sylvester Stallone where they were showing you the future where everybody's locked into this big giant apartment like city. It's just like one giant apartment complex and everybody's locked up in there and you can't go anywhere, and you've got gangs in there and everything in there. And that's what they want to do. That's what they want to create. I think it was not RoboCop. It was a thing where Sylvester Stallone was some sort of a military like cop kind of thing in the future. It was a dystopian future. But they were showing you what they want to do to all the cities. They were showing us that because they always have to show you and tell you before they do it. And so they wanted to burn that area down, and they canceled the people's insurance so they can't afford to build back. Well, the celebrities is kind of a joke, because most of those celebrities who lost their homes, they own 5 or 10 homes. And so burning down one of them doesn't really matter, because they have yachts, private jets, homes all over, like people like your Brad Pitt kind of people, they own like 20, 30 homes all over the world. So you burn down one, big whoop, they have 19 others to fall back on. But I'm more upset over the people that live there. Like I have cousins that live there who lost their home, and they're just hardworking people that worked really hard their whole life to buy their home. There are families that homesteaded there 100 years ago, and they passed their down to their family members. They bought when there were no celebrities, living there, because celebrities have only been living there in the last, 30, 40 years, 50 years, maybe at most. Before that, it was just normal people living there. And those normal people were still living there when this fire happened. And I feel so sorry. My heart just hurts for all those people, all the people who are the hardworking people who don't own 5 or 10 houses and have millions of dollars to build their house again. Those are the people my heart goes out to. And then also all of the pets that were killed, and wildlife, birds, dogs, cats.
We never really hear either how many people they actually do, and how can you know? Because when they're incinerated totally. I mean,
well, on my news, they said 29 or something recently, but I think it's much greater than that, Gail.
Oh, I that's what I mean. They come up with these little numbers, but if you had a directed energy weapon that destroys and melts everything, so would the human body be totally destroyed and turned to ash.
Exactly. The human body is turned to ash. And let me point out something. The reason why all the houses, people are making a hoopla about why are all the green trees still standing there, all green and perfect, and only houses. And they showed every single fire on the internet, like every place that's ever been hit by a fire. And all you see destroyed are the homes and buildings and all of the plants are just still there. That's because all of these homes have been hooked up with Cabal smart meters, and the smart meter basically microwaves the whole, it causes a microwave effect through the wiring of the house. And it literally turns the house into a giant microwave, and it's like 6,000 degrees hotter than a normal fire. So that's basically
So you
why
would
that
have
happened.
no trace of a life that may have been in the house.
No.
Just totally gone.
Yeah, any elderly people who are hard of hearing, if you have, or even young people, like I have clients that are deaf that are in their 20s, 30s, 40s. If you had a deaf person there and they couldn't hear their alarm, smoke alarm going off or anything, they didn't have a chance. They were killed, you know, unless they had family member with them that could get them out and could hear, you know, hearing people with them. Anyone who is hard of hearing in these fires got killed, you know, floods, all these things, you know, so many people that were sleeping at the time that these things happen, that wind up, it's really pathetic. The good news is there's really no such thing as death, even though they make it a big deal. You know, you're not the body. We go on forever. We are a spirit being, and the body's just a costume. And if you're, it would be like I have a medieval costume or 2 or 3 that I wear to medieval fairs. It would be like I accidentally get one of my, you know, medieval costumes torn on something and the whole thing rips to shreds, or maybe the washing machine destroys it. It's not dead. You know, it's the same with the human body. It's, you know, I'm not dead just because the costume I was wearing is, you know, torn apart. It's the same thing with the physical body. The physical body it doesn't die. It just, you know, it gets outdated or old or disintegrates or corrupted, whatever. But your physical body is not who you are. It's your soul. And people need to stop identifying with the physical on this earth. People are too connected to materialism, physical bodies, money, all these things. And we need to be more heart-centered, which is what you wanted to talk about in this video. And we'll talk more about that later. But the fact of the matter is yes, it is sad that all those people died. Who I feel most sorry for isn't the people who are dead, because they're in heaven now. They're in a really much better place than we're in. I don't feel sorry for them. Who do I feel sorry for? Their children, their loved ones they left behind, because those people are hurting in their heart really bad right now. They're grieving. I feel sorry for the grieving family and friends of all the people who are lost, because we know that the people who are lost, they're totally in a better place. Totally in a better place. They're not on planet hell. You know, we're literally on planet hell. So anyways, I just wanted to point that out. And so if you go back to another event that happened, the floods in North Carolina and all that, again, that was created because the Cabal wanted the lithium, the gold, and the crystals that are there. They wanted that. And it was underneath where all the homes are, where all the people were living. The people are living right on top of where all the stuff is that they wanted to get to. And that is why they shut down all their insurance. They canceled all their insurance. They've made it so the people can't go back and rebuild. They won't even allow them to go back to their homes. They keep them. And the reason why they keep the people homeless and they keep them out in the freezing temperatures and they don't give them allow the Amish, they were stopping the Amish people from building these people homes. The Amish went in and they were trying to build homes.
Now that's some heart-minded
Amish
people
have really
right
big
there.
hearts. So they went in for free, not being paid, went in for free with their hearts and their hands and their tools. And they built all these mini homes for the homeless families. And the government, their local government, was shutting it all down. Why? Because the government's being paid to keep the people homeless, so they will freeze to death and die, because it's part of sacrificing. This is what they do. They sacrifice humans so they can conjure demons. And they look at it as a blood sacrifice to conjure their demons. And the other reason that they want to kill all those people is because it's part of the depopulation of Earth. They're going to keep killing and killing and killing until they annihilate every one of us. That's their goal.
This will be stopped, though.
Yes. So that's the good news.
Stopped.
So I might.
fear people.
Yeah, I'm not putting
in
fear in people. So I'm telling you what their motive of operation is. Okay, so their modus operandi is kill all the humans. Okay, and we're going to do it through all these things.
Right. But they will be
But they're
stopped,
going to be
is what I'm
stopped. So
getting
let's
at.
talk
So
about
far,
another
I
big thing
know.
that happened. There was a stinky chemical fog that went all over the world.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, yes,
People were
yes.
getting sick from
And
it.
people are
People were
getting
getting sick from it. So
Yeah.
so guess what was in that? Not just parasites, but 10 plagues were in it, including Yeshua said, yeah, Yeshua says it
plagues?
contained 10 plagues because they were trying to reproduce the 10 plagues of Egypt and also the end of the world, the Armageddon with the plagues. They were trying to bring back the plagues to kill everyone. So in that fog is parasites, strep, pneumonia, and a whole bunch of other deadly, disgusting shit. That was in that fog. Now, here's the good news, people. It was mitigated by Yeshua and crew, all the angels. The angels mitigated it, and the galactics mitigated it for us. What does that mean? That means they made it. Yeah, that means that they made it so that it wouldn't kill everybody. Because what would have happened if the Cabal got their way, every person who lived in an area where that fog was, the minute they breathed it in, everybody would have fallen sick and probably died and passed away. But it was mitigated by the higher up beings so that we wouldn't all pass away. Now, are there people dying from that fog? Yes, there's a bunch of people in the hospital with pneumonia as a result. But the good news is it's a tiny amount of people compared to what they wanted dead. They wanted to kill off everybody with that fog. And they're going to keep bombarding us with the next thing and the next thing and the next thing until they're stopped. The good news is every time they do it, we have good beings that are mitigating it. Even the pandemic from 2020, that was mitigated. If that would have been allowed to go through the way they tried to make it go through, most of us would have been dead now. So that was mitigated too. It's all mitigated by the higher up beings, the higher level, higher dimensional beings. They mitigate everything. So they love us.
Wow.
You know, they love us. They want us to prosper. They're trying to help us to ascend as a planet.
And we're well on our way in many ways.
We're getting really close, which is why everybody needs to check out my video on my channel that I did the other night, which is a guided meditation. It's a free guided meditation from Yeshua. It says meditation, and it's for the 7 planets that are going to be aligned right now. We have 6 planets aligned, but there's going to be a 7th aligned between the 25th and 28th of February. And it's going to open up a possibility to ascend the entire planet at that point. And so there's a guided meditation because he said that if we all focus on that, on the ascension and the planet, all of the bad guys getting wiped and everybody else going to the next level, 4D, 5D, if we all focus our attention, intention, and prayers on that, we can create it faster, like way faster. So we have a guided meditation on there that will help us to bring in that transition, that will help it to
Do you
occur.
have a link? Do you have a link for that you could put in the chat? I mean, if you send it to my private chat, I'll put it in the chat.
If I do, I'm going to wind up getting off this video somehow because I'd have to like go into my channel and click on it and copy it and paste it, and I'll wind up getting booted out of your system.
Okay, that wouldn't be good. So okay,
no,
because we're not done yet. All right.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say what are so people are being encouraged to meditate whenever possible. Now, meditation, guided meditation, makes it easier for the length of time. If it's an hour long, a lot of people have a hard time with that long of a meditation. Not everybody, obviously. Some people have been meditating forever, and that's wonderful. But some of the people that are new to it may have some difficulty with that. But it doesn't really matter as long as they, do it for a while, or as long as they can.
Well, you know, that's what I do. How I started my business is I'm a certified meditation instructor. That's how I started my
Oh, really? I
business.
didn't know that.
Yeah, and so I have a guided or I have a bunch of guided meditations on my classes page on my website at spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. I've got classes on there. One of the most important classes is Basic Meditation 101. I have a basic meditation course to teach people how to meditate properly. And the thing, folks, that you need to understand is there's 108 different types of meditation, including prayer. Prayer is actually a type of meditation. And you don't have to do it for an hour or 2 hours or 8 hours and become like a yogi. Even if you meditate for 5 minutes every now and then, it's better than nothing. And what Yeshua is saying is we all need to, when I asked him this morning, I'm like, what do you want everybody to know? Because I already gave a message in the video the other night where we did the guided meditation. He gave a huge message, but I said, what do you want them to know today? And he said, seek the silence within. Because that's how you're going to get answers from God, answers from your higher self, answers from your guides and angels, is you have to seek the silence within. That means as many times a day as you can, zip your mouth shut, turn off all the electronic devices and just go sit somewhere and focus on your breathing. Focus on your thoughts. Like if you can just sit for 5 minutes and breathe in and out of your heart space and open your heart, just imagine your heart just opening up and breathing this beautiful pink crystalline frequency and light from the Divine Mother, from Mother Mary, Miriam, Kuan Yin, White Buffalo Calf Woman, all the aspects of the Divine Mother. If you can see that unconditional love coming in down through your heart, your crown chakra, and into your heart and going all around, swirling around your heart space, and just spending 5 minutes just doing that, just thinking about that and breathing that in and swirling it and focusing on your beautiful sacred breath, and creating that silence, no noise in the background at all, no music, no nothing, just silence. The more that you become totally silent, the more you can hear God speak to you, because God speaks to everybody, but none of you guys are listening because you are all spending all of your mind and your thoughts on other things. You're putting everything into somewhere else. You're not putting your focus on God and on the still silence, the I am that I am. Just, be still and know
The
I
God
am.
within us.
Yeah, the God
us.
within. Yeah.
That's our connection. Well, I have a little clip from a Pleiadian message, if you would like to hear, and then we could discuss it a little more after, because it talks about this very thing that we're talking about, the heart-mindedness thing, and so on. So let me bring that up. And then I'll go back and make it. Now, we could share the whole thing, but I'm going to start it 5 minutes in, and I may stop it a little, well, probably just before it ends. So it's about 10 minutes long, but I think you'll find it very interesting. So let's make it go.
We wish to emphasize the profound impact of shifting from seeking to giving in this, your next chapter. Many of you have been taught to search outwardly for guidance or validation, believing that something outside yourself is necessary for fulfillment. Yet one of the keystones of awakening is realizing that you already contain the divine spark you yearn to find. When you embrace the practice of offering your light, wisdom, compassion, or simple presence to others, you align more deeply with your own essence. This act of giving initiates an alchemical response within you, dissolving limiting beliefs around lack and scarcity, and revealing your innate capacity to heal both yourself and those around you. Cultivating a mindset of contribution, no matter how modest the gesture, triggers a gentle expansion of your heart space, allowing you to radiate that much-needed love into the collective field. Amid these intensifying energies, many of you sense a stirring related to twin flame unions, a concept referring to the profound synergy that arises when two complementary souls unite in shared purpose. In the current energetic climate, these unions or reconnections can spark quantum leaps, not only for the individuals involved, but also for the broader web of humanity. You may feel an inner pull or a subtle nudge, a sense that someone or something is drawing near. Trust in this inner knowing. The orchestration of such unions is often guided by a higher intelligence that times each encounter precisely so it may serve the highest collective good. Rather than forcing outcomes, allow the flow of your soul's wisdom to direct you toward the relationships that mirror your divine potential. The Pleiadians have been in close communion with many of you for eons, observing your cultural expressions, emotional depths, and resilience in the face of monumental change. Our conversations with humanity reveal the profound capacity you each carry for empathy and collaboration, which in turn heightens our reverence for the path you tread. This dynamic exchange is not a one-sided gift. We, too, expand our understanding of existence by witnessing your unique experiences on Earth. Through shared dialogue and open-hearted exchange, we forge a bridge of light that unifies our realms in mutual discovery. Know also that we stand ready to assist you on an energetic level. As starseeds, you have an inherent connection to the cosmic currents that shape your ascension. By consciously inviting our support, through simple requests of sincerity in your meditations, prayers, or quiet contemplations, you create a resonance that welcomes our vibrational assistance. We do not intervene in your free will, but we can amplify clarity and smooth your integration of new energies. A single moment of heartfelt invitation is enough to open this pathway, letting you receive the energies that ease your healing, spark your insights, and deepen your alignment with the realms of higher consciousness. We further affirm that you are already so much more than enough. You who identify as starseeds or lightworkers have come to Earth with specific gifts and codes of transformation, and you are actively contributing to the ascension wave sweeping across the planet. As you traverse this next chapter, there are certain steps that can guide you more seamlessly into higher consciousness. First, maintain awareness of the energetic currents within and around you. This subtle mindfulness can be practiced by pausing several times a day to check in with your body, breath, and emotional state. Simply noting your internal landscape fosters a more conscious approach to the shifts you encounter. Next, embody acceptance, an unconditional embrace of whatever arises, recognizing each experience as an opportunity for growth. By releasing judgment, you create space for deeper transformation. It is then vital to release outdated patterns, beliefs, and attachments that anchor you in old paradigms. You may find journaling, energy work, or supportive communities helpful in this letting go process. Finally, integrate the new insights you glean, weaving them into your daily routines until they become second nature of your higher self. Throughout this journey, hold in your heart our abiding love for you. We see your devotion, your willingness to explore the uncharted realms of consciousness in the face of adversity. By your courageous choice to awaken, you co-create a collective reality that radiates unity, compassion, and wisdom. In forging this new paradigm, you might witness remarkable displays that reinforce the rising vibration, unexpected phenomena, dazzling lights, or encounters with off-world intelligences that confirm the interconnectedness of your cosmic family. These events serve as signposts, affirming that you are part of a much grander design than the human mind alone can fathom. One aspect that often goes overlooked is the role of your own breath in bridging worlds. Simple though it may seem, your breath is a continuous thread linking body, heart, and soul. When you approach breathing as a sensual act, pouring your presence into each inhale and exhale, you create an intimate union between your physical form and your spiritual essence. Such mindful breathing can elicit states of bliss, perspective shifts, and a deeper alignment with the universe. We encourage you to incorporate short breath-focused moments, perhaps just a few cycles, whenever you feel stressed, ungrounded, or in need of reconnection. Such small interludes can radically reshape your energetic equilibrium. It is also an auspicious time to let go of that which no longer resonates. Old habits, limiting relationships, and worn-out beliefs can act like anchors, stalling the forward motion of your ascension. Though the process of letting go can stir emotions or bring discomfort, trust that it lights the way for a more refined vibrational big picture. With each release, you create a vacuum into which higher vibrations can flow, accelerating your spiritual expansion. As you honor your intuitive nudges in this regard, you may find that unexpected grace and synchronicities arise, guiding you toward new realms of possibility. Healing journeys, both personal and collective, unfold more gently when softened by understanding and kindness. When you encounter your own wounds or those of others, remember that each challenge holds the seed of transformation. By bringing tender awareness to these vulnerabilities, you facilitate deeper integration and growth. Though it may feel like a slow process, every step you take in self-healing reverberates through the collective field, uplifting the vibrational baseline for everyone involved. To maintain your energetic momentum at this time, consider regular energetic practices that help you cleanse and recalibrate. Meditation, gentle yoga, or time immersed in nature can harmonize your frequencies. Moving your body and channeling stagnant energy out through mindful exercise or creative expression can do wonders. These seemingly small acts can be the difference between feeling overwhelmed and remaining centered. By nurturing your energetic stability, you cultivate a lasting resilience that not only benefits your personal evolution, but also infuses the collective matrix with sustaining light. Remember that you hold the luminous role of a chosen one, not in the sense of exclusivity, but as a soul who has volunteered to radiate light in places where it is needed most. This role is woven into your cosmic essence. When you stand tall in your awakened consciousness, you become a living demonstration of what is possible, igniting hope in those who still slumber in forgetfulness. Such a role is sacred and demands humility as much as courage. Each new stage of your expansion can serve as a beacon, pointing the way for others to embark on their own spiritual quests. As you accelerate through these advanced timelines, you may feel as though you are transcending linear time altogether. Past, present, and future can seem to merge, blurring into a single tapestry of experience. While this can be disorienting, embrace it as an invitation to view your existence from a higher vantage point. Rather than fixating on a linear progression, tune into the cyclical, spiral-like nature of evolution that weaves multiple lifetimes and dimensional layers into a coherent whole. Trust that you are precisely where you need to be, even if your mind cannot fully grasp the cosmic intricacies at play. The culmination of your ascension is a platform that leads to ongoing expansion. Each time you approach a new plateau, releasing more of the old, embodying more of the divine light within, you open to deeper unity and wisdom. Continue listening to your soul's guidance, discerning any attachments that still weigh you down, and moving bravely through any lingering fear. In so doing, you become a living testament to the possibilities of unity consciousness, catalyzing others around you to access their own higher states of being. Do not underestimate the value of cultivating inner peace in times of external upheaval. The planet is ripe with shifting energies and sudden global changes, and your equanimity serves as a stabilizing force. By keeping your inner sanctuary tranquil through practices like mindfulness, prayer, or gentle communion with nature, you become a pillar of calm amid the collective storm. This calm radiates outward, offering solace to those who are just awakening or grappling with the intensity of transition. With your hearts open, you transcend artificial divides and appreciate each being's unique soul journey. Whether you encounter someone who shares your perspectives or someone who challenges them, practicing compassion invites mutual respect and fosters deeper connection. In so doing, you forge an environment in which collective ascension can flourish, free of the judgments and polarities that once held humanity captive. Finally, as you progress in your ascension, you will now start to unlock a greater awareness of your multidimensional self, a vantage that reveals simultaneous realities and the boundless depth of your soul's lineage. Embrace this expanded sense of identity with confidence, for it is the key to engaging your divine gifts and living in harmony with your cosmic purpose. Though you may not fully understand every piece of the puzzle, your willingness to explore these realms with an open heart ensures that the higher guidance you seek will reveal itself precisely when you are ready to integrate it. We of the Pleiadian Collective offer our deepest gratitude for your willingness to hold the mantle of light during this accelerated age. Your courage to evolve in the face of uncertainty is a testament to the radiance that lies at the core of humanity. Each breath you take, each loving choice you make, shapes the tapestry of Earth's ascension. Trust in the divine blueprint that gently orchestrates all things. Know that we stand alongside you, witnessing your every step with profound respect and devotion, ever ready to provide the support you call forth. The builders of a new dawn, forging pathways of unity and illumination. I am Valir, and I have enjoyed bringing this message to you today.
Very nice.
There.
Lovely message. It's the same stuff I've been saying in all my videos for the last like 4 or 5 years.
You can't hear it enough. People can't hear it enough. I really don't think they can hear it enough. I was just going to put I found this. I did not create this, but I found this on the internet. And I thought it was really cool, and I'm going to put it in the chat. It's a prayer before you go to sleep. And let me see if I finished doing it. Wait a minute. Why did it moved in such a way that I can't, anyway. Yeah, I finished it. Okay. It says, I am open to receiving the blessings meant for me. I trust the process of my life unfolding. Say that like 3 times just before you go to sleep. And I saw it. Like I said, I didn't, come up with it, but I liked it. And I thought I'd share it with you. So, and I think it's important that people remember that, what you think you create, what you feel you attract. So if you want to attract love, you have to be love.
And you have
to
love yourself. You have to love yourself.
Exactly. And what you believe you become. So.
Yep. Where the mind goes, the man follows, as they say. Everything you put your mind on, whatever is in here in the creation box of your skull, you've got that brain that you're creating all these thoughts that make up who you are, all these emotions, the personality, all of that. You're creating every day with that. So you have to be really, really careful. What am I thinking about today? And you literally, Gail, you need to be this is as a meditation instructor. One of the things I teach people is you have to kind of step away from yourself and act like the scientist and the observer, observing your thoughts and studying your thoughts.
Yes. I was just going to bring that up, as a matter of fact, because we've been very programmed. And because of that programming, we have certain thoughts that are very negative towards something. Money's a big one for one, but different things. Yeah, I knew you'd get that one.
Yeah.
I have been known to say things to my own detriment in a way by saying something negative in that regard, like you're not having, or that program of lack is very strong.
Yeah.
And
you got to clear it. You got to clear it.
Yeah. And that's like catching yourself with your thoughts,
Mhm.
evaluating your thoughts. Like, wow, where did that come from? I mean, that doesn't make that, that kind of thing.
And then
Um,
say cancel, cancel, cancel. So
Cancel.
my
Yeah.
recommendation to everyone is every time during the day, you need to act like you're kind of observing your thoughts and being mindful of everything that you think. And as you notice something negative coming into your head, you immediately say cancel, cancel, cancel. And then you counteract it with the opposite positive. I'll give you an example. I just, I don't have enough money, I'll never be able to travel, or blah blah blah. I am so grateful the universe provides me with all of my needs even before I know that I need them. Okay, that is a very good mantra to have. The universe provides me with all of my needs even before I know I need them. And
That's a
that
good
is a
one. I like
really,
that.
yeah, because let me tell you, I came from a dirt poor family. I was on food stamps as a child. I ate a bologna sandwich. When I had food, it was a bologna sandwich or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because that's all my parents could afford. They couldn't afford to pay for cafeteria food at schools for me. So there were days I went hungry because they didn't have free food for kids in schools or cafeteria assistance for poor kids. And, I came
Well,
from a
those
very,
school
very poor.
lunches are not anything to brag about, I'm sorry to say. But
No,
anyway.
I know they're pretty bad. But the fact of the matter is I grew up hungry a lot. The refrigerator was always empty when I was growing up. My parents had no money and I put myself through college. I had made a determination when I was a kid I was not going to wind up like my parents. And so I put myself through college without any loans, without any scholarships. I worked. Took me 7 years to get my bachelor's degree and my other 2 AA degrees. And then I worked my entire life. I worked my butt off. I invested wisely. I bought real estate. I bought used cars, not new cars. I bought used cars because the
I
minute you
still
drive a
buy
car,
used cars.
yeah, when you drive a car off the lot, it
Very old
depreciates.
cars, actually.
Yeah, you have to because all you need it is to work for transportation. That's all you need. You need something that will get you from point
As
A
long
to
as it
point B.
starts, I'm happy.
Exactly. But I am in a place now where I'm comfortable in my life. I'm not poor or suffering like I was when I was a kid. In fact, my children got to be raised with everything I never had because I'm middle class now. Why am I middle class? Because I worked my butt off and I manifested it with my thoughts because I
Well,
put my thoughts into
I'm,
what I want to
I,
create.
I want to bring something up. I don't want anyone out there to think that if they don't have a lot, it's because hard enough, because that's what comes through when people say that. It's like,
Yeah, no, that's not
I
true.
worked for what I got. It's like maybe you didn't work hard enough. That's why you don't have,
No, that's
whatever
not
you
true.
have.
It has
But
nothing to do with not working hard enough. It has to do with the combination of a lot of things, which is why I have a manifesting course on my
there you go.
website. I actually have a manifesting class on my website that's all the steps that I've been doing for the last 40. I'm 59 years old. I started doing all this manifesting stuff when I was a teenager. So, I've been doing it my whole life to create the life I wanted, and all of you can do that. And does it have to do with hard work? Maybe a little. It depends who it is. There's some people that money comes really easily to them and they don't have to put any effort in at all. So working hard to the bone is actually one of those wrong beliefs that we get programmed into us from our ancestors. It comes through the DNA that you have to work hard and slave hard your whole life to make a living. And that's a lie, because money comes really easily when you get in the flow of manifesting. When you figure out how to manifest, you don't have to work hard. I'm just saying, before I learned how to manifest, I had to work hard. Okay, so I had to do that before I learned how to manifest. Now that I'm manifesting properly, I can just sit back and eat bonbons if I want to, and I have money flowing into me because I've learned how to do it. I've used my noodle, my brain, and I've learned what things to do, how to do them correctly, and how to manifest. And that's really what it takes. You don't have to work hard. You could be on the beach. I could be on the beach having a pina colada right now, and I have money flowing into me from different sources, many different sources. And that is a good mantra to have. I am so grateful that money flows freely into my life from multiple sources. That is a huge manifesting mantra. I am so grateful that money flows freely into my life from multiple sources. Okay. Because you don't want your eggs in one basket. The biggest reason that people go bankrupt and broke is they put everything on one idea or one job or one situation. And then, I mean, I know a family that was upper middle class, lived in a huge 5,000 actually square foot house on acres of land, had a bunch of kids, stay at home mom. The dad had this one job, that's it, that was paying all these bills, and they lived this fancy lifestyle. He lost his job. They didn't have any money put away in the bank because they were spending money like crazy on all their kids and their fancy lifestyle. Guess what? They wound up in a car and they wound up homeless overnight, like literally overnight, like within a few weeks, because they used up all their money in their bank account on foolishness, living the high life. So it takes your noodle. You have to use your brain.
Well, I can't, yeah. People get under difficult circumstances and things don't always work out as expected. And I don't judge them for that.
Oh, I'm not judging either. I'm just saying that don't put all of your hopes into one job. So he had all his money coming from one place. That was it, right? And then all of the money that he was getting, they were spending it as fast as they were getting it.
And they could have been investing in different things that would have come back at a later date or whatever, even a small amounts or what have you. But you know what? I'm hoping that are planning on seeing that kind of money flow to everyone. In not that money is that important, but it would relieve a great deal of stress. Good. I wanted to hear you say that. Yeshua says it's coming.
Do you want me to share what he said? Let me go back into my notes.
Of course I do. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
I've got my notebooks on what he said because I talked about this in the video I did last week. I want to say we talked about the money and what's going to happen with the money. So I need to go back to my.
I know eventually we'll get to the point where money is not even an issue at all, but we're not there yet.
Yeah. So no, it's going to be amazing. We have an amazing future coming. Let's see.
Well, imagine what people can do if they don't have to spend their time figuring out how they can make more money so that they can do the things that they want to do, because a lot of time and energy is spent doing that.
Yeah.
Where it could be creative and doing something different. It's like Tim says, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's essentially what you were saying.
Well, yeah, don't put it all. I mean, I have it coming in from different sources. I have, I'll give you an example, you guys. If you have a healthcare product that you use that you really like I have a detox product I take every day. You can get affiliates with a lot of these where you post a link to the product that you like. And when people sign up for it or buy it, you get a commission check.
Well, that's what I have, Kimberly, in my description all the time is affiliate links. And when people purchase something from those affiliate links, I get a small percentage from them and it helps support my program.
That's a really great way to take care of your family and have those eggs, and lots of, I'm trying to find the notes. I can't find them, but that's okay. I remember what he said. So I'll just tell you what he said. So what he said is that we are going to move to a quantum gold and silver back system. There will be money, like actual dollar money. It will still happen, but it's going to be a new type of money that they're going to have. And it's going to be a quantum golden silver back system. And it will only be temporarily until we shift. He said for maybe 20 to 30 more years, because we're going to slowly shift over the next 20 to 30 more years to no financial systems. Like there won't, because in 5D, there is no need for money. You literally have like a replicator that makes everything you need. You need food, you make it. You need a car, you make it. Everything that you need, you're just going to have. You're not going to need to have money to buy things anymore 20, 30 years from now. But he said what we have coming in this year and the next year, probably by 2026, because I want everybody to understand this is a 9-year. It is the ending of everything. It's also the year of the snake. What is the year of the snake? Shedding the skin of all the old, gross, disgusting systems. So we have in Chinese astrology starting February 1, or actually, I think January 29th, which is, by the way, they pick a date when they do their terrible things that they do, like they're sacrificing, they do it on a specific date.
Right.
I think the day they picked was the first day of the year of the snake. Okay. So I think they picked it for that reason. And so anyways, the year of the snake in Chinese astrology is shedding the old skin and then being like a phoenix and rebirthing. The snake represents destruction of the old and rebirth of the new. And then it is a 9-year, which is the ending of all the Cabal systems. Everything's going down this year. Yeshua said by the end of this year, everything's collapsed. Banking system, food system, healthcare system, political system, all of it gone by the end of this year. 2026 is rebuilding with new, because it's a 1 year. So it's rebuilding with all the new quantum systems throughout the world of everything. We won't have governments the way we've known them. Okay. Trump is the last president.
Government is govern your mind.
Govern your mind. We won't have
We
that
don't need
anymore.
that.
No,
Yeah.
no. And Trump is the last president. There will never be another president in the future. There will be councils running everything, and people who are service to humanity people.
Well, presidents, if you think about it, our country was set up in 1871 as a corporation, a business. And that a president that's what a president, you know what I mean, is like a CEO of a company, or a company has a president. So this company is being dissolved as we speak.
Exactly. So what Yeshua said is not to fear about the money. And he said, you need to all stop focusing on the money. The problem is everybody is not focusing on their heart center and opening that up and connecting to source. They are instead focusing on the money and materialism and, oh, this, I need to go buy a new car and this and that. Everybody's just all focused on this material money thing and not focused on God, not focusing on ascending your own spirit and spiritual growth and advancement. And all of that money focus is third density behavior. And the people who are really insane about fear over money are not going to be able to stay on this planet in the future, because the only people who are going to be left after the big event happens are people who can transcend all that bullshit and move to higher dimensions, which is love and light and service to others, and not materialism and money, because we're supposed to be worshiping, you know, we're not supposed to worship anything actually, but we're supposed to go within and we're supposed to be connected to source all the time, not money, you know, and there's so many people that are doing that right now. That's all they do. You know,
Tim says, new car. I just like a car.
Yeah. Well, there's some people who can't own a car.
Yeah.
You know, I have friends who don't have cars. They have to walk and take the bus everywhere because they can't afford a car. You know, I buy
expensive. I went without a car for a number of years in the past.
I think we all have, you know,
at some point in time.
Yep. I buy a used one about once every 7 or 8 years. I wait until the thing is breaking down so much that it's going to cost me more money to fix it than it would be to buy another used car. And then I go buy another used car. So that's how I do it. But I
don't even know what it's like to drive a new car anymore. But
I don't.
I actually appreciate the older cars because they're not as computerized either.
Right.
Which make them harder to work on for people that do work on cars. And so it actually saves you money in more than one way by using older vehicles. Plus, as the tax system changes, you're going to want a used car because you'll pay 14% on a brand new car tax as we move to that whole new system of how it's going to be.
Yep. But 20, 30 years from now, we won't have financial systems. Okay. They're not going to exist. So, there's not going to be a need for it. You'll have everything taken care of. You really will.
They have broad spectrum replicators. We have our manifestation abilities and our abilities to heal will be coming online. What does Yeshua say about the med beds? People frequently ask about that.
He kind of says a lot of that's bullshit. The only thing, so let me explain something to you. The only people that will need those are the people who aren't going to fit density. Because when you are a crystalline, 144 strand activated being, you don't get sick, you don't age, you reverse back to 30. You look like you did when you were 30, and you don't need a med bed to do it. You just immediately become that. You become youthful, you live 1,500 years, you don't get sick anymore. Now, you could get injured, and then you might need to have something to fix an injury, but you're not going to get cancers and illnesses anymore. And the med beds are really for the people who aren't there yet. It's for the people, because what will happen is when the big shift happens, all the 3D people will leave here, and what will be left are 4D and 5D and 6D people. And the 4D, 5D, 6D people, the 4D people will need med beds. So will we have them? Yes, we will have them. They will be free. They won't cost any money. All of these people who are creating these types of equipments and selling them right now and charging money to use them are fake. They're not the real med bed. The real celestial chamber is what the real one is called, the celestial chamber. The celestial chambers are going to be free. So if anybody wants to charge you money to go do a session in some sort of a healing modality, it's just a business scam, and they're making money. It's not.
Yeah, there's somebody out there asking for $300 to $500 for an appointment, just for an appointment. And then someone asked me, "Well, do you have insurance?" I said, "What do you need? What do you care if I have insurance for? It's supposed to be free, isn't it? You must be a fraud." That's what I said.
Yeah, it's fraudulent. There's a whole bunch of these things that they're selling out there. They're charging people a fortune to go do these EE system sessions. I have a friend who, Ileana, the Star Traveler, her and an engineering buddy of hers proved that those things are total fraud. They do absolutely nothing. They proved that. They went and they tested it, put it through rigorous testing, and proved that those things do nothing. They absolutely do.
So they have a placebo effect on the.
It's a placebo because, if you believe, okay, this is what Yeshua has been teaching for 2,000 years. What you believe, you receive. If I give you a magic pebble, if I give you a pebble, I pick a pebble off the ground and I say, I'm going to give this to you. It's a magic pebble. And if you keep it under your pillow every night, your body is going to heal. And if you believe that that is true, what I told you, guess what's going to happen? Your body is going to heal. Because what you believe, you receive, and what you focus your intention on, you become. So these people who are selling moonshine or whatever they're selling, they're giving it to you and saying, oh, drink this and it will give you eternal life or whatever, whatever they tell you, if you believe it, you're going to have a positive result. It's totally a placebo. So there's nothing better than the power of your mind. What people, Gail, the thing that everyone listening here needs to put their focus on is the fact that we've been lied to and made to feel that we are separated from God, separated from the power of the universe, that we are wimpy ass parasitic humans, and that we have no power, no nothing, when it is the opposite and a lie, because Yeshua himself told us men are like gods and you will do greater things than I. That is what he said. And that is because we have this brain that's only being used, less than a quarter of our brain we use right now. If we use more of our brain, we could accomplish all kinds of things. And when you decalcify the pineal gland, which is my new book, by the way, I have launched book number 4, and book number 4 is all about activating your superpowers and detoxing and decalcifying your third eye. And so when you do that, you become a powerful supernatural being, because that's what we are. We have the capability to do that.
What is the name of your book and how would people get it?
So it's on my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. You can go to the books page and scroll down. I've got all 4 of my books there. The third or fourth one down, I think it's the third one down, is the new one. It's called Activate Your Superpowers. And it's a protocol for detoxing your body, brain, and your body, brain, and your pineal, and activating your third eye. And it is basically, it's not a book. Actually, what it is it's you're saving $177 if you purchase this, because this is what I've been teaching in private sessions for many years. It's my protocol that I use with my clients, and I'm not doing counseling sessions anymore. I'm only doing email readings. So I took the protocol and I put it into an ebook format, and I'm giving it for only $33, which is a lot better than $177. So somebody who didn't have a lot of money in the past, who wanted to do a pineal activation, a third eye activation session with me, they're basically going to get it for $33 instead of $177 now. So that's what that is. And that's on my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. And yeah, somebody
There's
said,
a
what
question
is,
for you,
yeah,
Kimberly.
what does superpowers look like?
I'll read it. What do the superpowers look like in the physical world when they are activated? Kimberly.
So it looks like intuition, having more intuition, knowing when things are going to happen before they happen, you know, knowing stuff that you didn't know, getting downloads, telekinesis, being able to move objects with your mind, telepathy, being able to hear other people's thoughts. My mother had telepathy, and she could always hear everything I was thinking. It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like that.
Yeah, she could hear everything I was thinking, because I'm a very loud thinker. Like, I think my thoughts are very loud. I mean, I broadcast them pretty loudly, and she could pick them up. But telepathy, clairvoyance, clairaudience, being able to see your guides and angels and communicate with them and hear them, smell them, having that clear, what is it called? Clear olfactory or something, where you can actually like smell. It's, no, not that one. Yeah, it's not the sentience, because that's a knowing, like knowing things, but it's where you can smell.
Oh, smell. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, it's the clear of the smelling. I call it clear smelling. That's not what it's called, but basically,
yeah, there's a word for it. I can't think of it either.
You can smell smells from other dimensions, or like you could smell, like if there was an extraterrestrial in the area, you could smell them. Or if your mother was visiting from heaven, you could smell her perfume. I do that all the time. When my grandma pops in, I can smell Beautiful by Estee Lauder, you know, all around me, because that was what she would wear. It was Beautiful by Estee Lauder. And then my mother would wear Chanel No. 5. So, you know, I can smell that when they pop.
I like that one.
Yeah, I can smell it. And so that is what the superpowers look like, is you're going to have all of these abilities. You're going to be able, eventually, if you do make the leap to 5th density and 6th density, you'll be able to teleport yourself places. You'll be able to levitate. You know, you're not going to be able to do that by doing my protocol right now. And the reason why is because your DNA and your crystalline body haven't been activated yet. So once those get activated, then we'll have higher levels of superpowers. So you can at least start off with the intuition and the telepathy and the other things. By doing the protocol, you'll start to get what we call downloads. You'll start to get info. You'll start to develop your intuition. That kind of stuff will happen with the protocol. But then as we go to 5D and 6D, you'll get more and more layers of superpowers. So that's what it looks like.
Okay. Now, I have my own idea about this, but one of the things that many people wonder about, and I want to hear your perspective or what Yeshua has said about it, is we all hear this, the event. What is the event? The event. What are they referring to?
That's the meditation that I did. So if you guys all go to my YouTube channel, which is Spiritual Growth Journeys, that's my everything. Yeah, everything that I have is all Spiritual Growth Journeys. My website is Spiritual Growth Journeys. My YouTube channel, my Rumble channel. I have a Rumble channel. It's on there too. I just did it the other night. I literally just put this up. The whole meditation is the event. I'm taking people on a guided meditation through the event. What it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, all of it. You know, they're going through that whole event. So anyways.
And so you're not saying it's a solar flash or anything like that?
No, well, the solar flash started in 2012 and it's been gradually happening. So every time we get these CMEs, these pulses from the sun, those are activating our DNA. We started getting our DNA activated and our crystalline body. So I do soul readings for people via email where I go over 38 different questions. That's on my website too. And one of those is, what % crystalline are you? How many strands of DNA do you have activated? Because in 2010, up until then, you only had 2 strands. And now some people are at 10, 11. 11 is the highest you're going to get at this point. Because if you go to 12, then you start to glow and you look like a superhero X-Men. And then the CIA shows up at your door and takes you out. So you don't want that. So we have to all go together. But part of the soul reading is telling people where their DNA is at and where they're at. And what will happen is the great solar flash, if we were to have one big burst of that, everybody would be disintegrated. They'd be totally disintegrated. So we've been getting it in small pulses of energy since 2012. It's been hitting us little by little. This event that's happening isn't the great solar flash per se. It is energy from the central sun that Yeshua calls the love wave of purification. That's what he calls it. He calls it the love wave of purification, because the energy is divine unconditional love that's going to fill the whole planet. That is the energy and the frequency, but it's going to come from the central sun, and it's going to be a pulsing of this energy that's going to go through every single planet. And when it goes through the planets, it's going to transform everything. And we are going to be taken out of our bodies, like Jenny Lee says. You'll be taken out of your body. We're all going to be standing up and out of our bodies. And you will go to have a party with your family, your loved ones. You're going to get together with your loved ones in the higher dimensions, all your family who's passed away. You're going to get to meet up with them. And then the next thing is they're going to ship you off after you have your big party, your reunion party. They're going to ship you off to school to learn what you're going to be doing for your mission here on Earth when we're all restored back to normal again. Because we're going to be put into a stasis. We will be put into stasis. It's like a pause. What happens is they're going to push the pause button on the planet. Everything is going to just stop right in time, right where it is. And then Yeshua said he's going to descend upon the planet with the angel armies and the Galactic Federation, and they are going to clear, purge, and purify everything bad and dark from this planet. They're going to heal the entire planet, all the animals, all the humans. Everything's going to be fully healed. Everything. It's all going to be healed.
Okay. How long is that stasis?
3 months. 3 months of Earth time. 3 months of Earth time, but your body will be paused for 3 months. It'll be, when you come back in, it'll be like time never lapsed. But during the 3 months, you will be having a reunion with your family, and you'll be going to training school. You're going to get trained. You're going to go off and you're going to get trained. What are you going to be trained in?
And you'll be conscious of this when it's happening.
Oh, hell yeah. And you're going to get back all your memories of who you were before. Who were you? Why did you come here? All that's going to come back. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
I know. We keep hearing so much, and it says,
somebody said school eeks. You know what? It's going to be fun. Trust me, because you're going to be learning all kinds of shit that you never knew, and that's going to help you with your mission. The bad news is the people who don't want to get schooled, yeah, you won't get to stay here. You'll have to go to another 3D planet and get to enjoy dystopia and nuclear war and all the shit that the Cabal wanted to do to us. You get to enjoy that over on that other 3D planet that all the fear-based narcissists are going to. They're all being sent there. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to grow and learn as a spirit, you have no intention of ever learning anything ever again or growing, well, sorry, you're going to be forced a very hard way. It's going to be very sad for you. Very, very sad. So, sorry.
I was looking for someone in the very beginning had asked for a prayer. I don't know if you saw it. Now I'm trying to find it again. I asked her, she's in the VA hospital, and oh, here it is. Here, let's just.
Somebody wants to know if they'll see their wife that passed on. Absolutely. Absolutely. Unless she's reincarnated. If she's reincarnated into a human, maybe not. Or on another planet or on a ship, might not get to see her.
Okay, Colleen is saying she's in the VA hospital, fell off the back of the truck while trying to load some stuff from the storage, and now can walk. Now I can walk in rehabilitation until I can, or I'm in rehabilitation. That didn't come out right, but please send her needed prayers.
Colleen is one of my clients. Hi, Colleen. Oh. I'm so sorry that you're going through that, you poor thing. Maybe later, maybe this weekend, what I'm going to do is try to call Colleen, and I'm going to pray with her over the phone. Try to send her some healing. That's awful. I'm so sorry, Colleen, that you're going through that. Right. I will try to contact you, Colleen, over the weekend.
Now, Kimberly, what was the name on your website? Give us your website again, and the name of that meditation that you're talking about that you just did.
That's so on my YouTube channel is Spiritual Growth Journeys. It's got my picture on it, and it's the latest. It's the last video I just did. It's literally the newest video, and I think it's 7 planet meditation. I think it says Yeshua 7 planet guided meditation or something like that is what he calls it. So there's that. And then my website is spiritualgrowthjourneys.com, and that's got all 4 of my books, all of my classes that are very affordable, by the way. I don't charge thousands of dollars like all of these other people do. They're affordable. I have classes as inexpensive as like $20 something dollars, or even $11, I think, something like that. But anyways, that's all on spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. And also if they want a soul reading, that's on there too. It's all on there.
Okay. So that would be a good place for people to go, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. Okay. Okay. Has a question. What happened if someone had 2 wives that passed on? I've had 2 husbands that have passed on.
So I have tons of family that all is gone. My whole family's gone. I mean, it's the same thing that's going to happen for Gail and for me. You know, you'll get to see those people unless there is a chance you won't get to see them again if they've reincarnated on some other world somewhere, or they're out on a mission on a ship somewhere, or they're somewhere where you're not going to be able to see them. If they're in heaven, which is basically the 7th dimension, heaven is the 7th dimension. If they're in that place, then you will get to see them.
is also asking, will it be safe to travel around overseas this year?
Okay, so I'm traveling overseas this year, and I wouldn't do it if it wasn't safe. I'm traveling overseas this year too, and this is what Yeshua has to say to you about that, and that is that if you are here as a light warrior and a star seed to help with the ascension of this planet, and you have a bucket list of things you want to do on this earth, you are safe and protected. If you are a good person and you live a heart-based life and you are loving, kind, compassionate, light warrior on this planet, you are safe and protected. And before you go on your overseas trip, you do what Kimberly does. What do? I pray. I ask Archangel Michael to send a band of angels to surround the airplane. And the whole time I'm flying, I am meditating every now and then on seeing these angels surrounding this airplane. Okay.
Envisioning is really important, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm envisioning the angels all around the airplane every day, because I fly a lot. And let me tell you, I have anxiety disorder when I fly. I have socialized anxiety when I'm in crowds of people. It gets me really anxious. I don't like crowds of people, and I don't like airports, and I don't like flying. It makes me very nervous and very anxious. And I have to fly with a family member. I can't fly by myself, or I will have a panic attack, a really bad one, like a bad panic attack. It just freaks me out. So what do? I pray, and it's helped me so much, because when I started doing that, I stopped having the panic attacks. when I fly, because it used to be that I'd get on the airplane and my heart would start going crazy immediately when I'd get on an airplane. I started doing this visualization and prayer and asking the angels to come in and then seeing them coming in, and my heart rate calmed down. I'm peaceful and calm. I can get on an airplane now and be peaceful and calm. Prayer works wonders.
I don't know if I'd want to go
to
one of the cities that to be a smart city, though. I don't think I'd fly to Portland.
Don't fly to Portland because they're going to burn it at some point.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So anyway,
sorry, my bell. I was moving my bell. I have a Tibetan bell that I use to clear off all the negative energy.
I've got a little bell. Let's do what Jenny suggested about ringing the bell for the children.
Okay. We're going to ring the bell for the children. This is in honor of all the children whose lives have been taken, who are prisoners of the dark ones.
Stolen.
All their innocence has been stolen. Anybody who is victims of ritual sexual abuse. There's a lot of adults that were sexually abused as children. I was one of those. I was molested by an uncle when I was a child. So, yeah. Okay. We're going to ring the bell in honor of all of them.
Yes. Okay. I need a better bell. My bell's really weak. Can hardly hear it.
I got it off of Amazon it was made in Tibet by monks, and I got it off of Amazon for $8.
Amazon too, but it was
$8.
I think mine was $7, but it doesn't ring as loud as yours, so I have to look for the Tibetan one. Anyway, yeah. It doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts, and it's the blessing to the children.
Well, I always say that I don't like adult humans. I only like animals and birds and children and sea creatures. I like all the creatures, on earth that God made, and I like the children, but the adults, not so much.
Okay.
I'm just kidding around, but I really love them. Yeah, I love everybody, but I really, my priority, sorry, my sinuses are draining because I had,
so mine. It's been endless lately. I don't know what it's from.
For me, it's from cheese that I had for breakfast, and it's making my sinuses drain. When I do dairy, my sinuses go crazy. Well, I don't like it. Do I have something to drink? Oh, yes, I do.
Maybe you shouldn't do dairy. Anyway, that being said, I think, do you have any final words that you can say for people to become more heart-minded? Because I think that's really critical.
Yeah. So here's several things you need to do. First of all, every morning when you wake up, you need to look at yourself in the mirror, and you need to say, I love you 10 times. I love you, and really mean it. Look at yourself in the eyes, in the mirror, and say, I love you. You need to practice self-love. Why? Because other people cannot love you if you don't love yourself. We attract what we focus on, right? So if we're hating on ourselves, we're going to attract other people who take advantage of us, who are narcissists, who, if you don't fully love yourself and respect yourself, you're going to attract all the narcissists to you. So first thing you need to do is you need to look in the mirror and 10 times every morning say, I love you, I love you, I love you. You need to put your arms around yourself and really give yourself a big hug, okay? The second thing you need to do is sit for 5 minutes every day and open up your heart space and just breathe that pink divine mother God, they call the Shekinah. Breathe that in through the top of your crown chakra down into your heart, and just fill your heart up with this rose quartz, beautiful love. Just fill it up. That's number 2. Number 3, you need to practice gratitude every day. Gratitude is the highest highest vibration next to love. It's love and gratitude are the highest frequencies. You need to be grateful for what you have instead of complaining about, I'm so poor, I don't have a car, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Instead, write a list down, take a journal and write a list every day, write in it what you are grateful for that you have. Because the universe, when you bitch about what you don't have, guess what the universe does? The universe is a genie. Your wish is its command. The more you focus on lack and what you don't have, the more the universe brings you more lack and more of what you don't have. The more you focus on all the abundance of good things you have, whether it's friends. I'm so grateful I have an abundance of beautiful friends. And I do, like Gail. Gail is one of my friends, and I'm very grateful for her. I consider her a soul sister. So she's like my extended soul family. Okay. So I'm grateful for my extended soul family. I'm grateful that I have food to eat. I am grateful that my body, for the most part, I'm still here. I'm still alive. Do I have health issues? Yes. But I'm grateful that overall I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm moving, I'm living. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful I have a bed to sleep in. There's people sleeping on the ground. I'm grateful for my bed.
Right.
I'm grateful.
Roof over my head.
Yeah, I'm grateful I have vitamins that I can take every day to stay healthy. So make a list of all the things that you are grateful for instead of sitting here going, when's the quantum system going to happen? When is money going to come to me? When is my new car going to come to me? Wah. Sorry, that's my Brooklyn accent. I had a grandma from Brooklyn. When is all, I'm grateful for music, and that's going to be my next step. I'm going to tell you in a minute, but write down what you're grateful for, or say it or think it in your head every day. Because I'll tell you, my two grandmas who had very good lives and they lived to be 95 years old or more, every day, those two grandmas thank God and prayed for what they were grateful for. They'd wake up in the morning and they'd say, thank you, God, I'm alive. Thank you for my grandchildren. Thank you for my, whatever. So every day they would say their gratitudes every day. And that is going to put you into that 5D higher frequency. That's going to get you into 5D. The next step that you're going to do, the next step is you're going to listen to high frequency music every single day. What does that look like? 432 hertz music is the best, or Vivaldi's 4C. You all have to hear this. They have now scientifically proven that listening to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony and Vivaldi's Four Seasons kills 20% of cancer cells in the body.
Oh,
20%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, frequency heals. And
yeah,
that's why I'm involved with a frequency healing software too that I find very, very beneficial. And if you want to know more about it, there's information about that in the description. So,
yep. So listening to that high frequency music, taking care of the temple of the Holy Spirit. Yeshua says we all need to take really good care of our bodies, because if you're going to transition and make it to 5D, we're going to get hit. Your physical body is going to keep getting hit with these big blasts of energy. And a lot of people are having heart attacks from it. A lot of people are leaving here when they're getting hit with the energy, because those people are not taking care of their body. So if you want to make it through all the energetic shifts that we're going through, you have to take care of that body, because if you don't keep a clean vessel and detox it, which is in my new book, it's not only detoxing your brain, but your body. If you don't detox your body and you don't eat organic food and take care of yourself and exercise and move your body every day, when we get hit with these big energy shifts, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. So you got to take care of yourself. Really, really important.
And it's extremely important too, because they're constantly hitting us with poison in our food, poison in, the air,
water.
Poison in the water, you name it. They've poisoned it. And so, you have to avoid it.
Filter your water.
And by being knowledgeable about these things, and then doing what you can or what's within your means to be able to do. So
Yeah,
and you
filter
might
your
be surprised.
water, bless your food and water. I bless every time I drink water, I bless it. I actually have a water healing class on my website that you can take on how to use how to heal all the water on the earth, and also how to heal your own water and use the healed water to heal yourself. So I have a class about that on my website too.
And too, Dr. Emoto gave us great ideas as far as water is concerned. Your bottle of water, you can write love on it.
Yep, mine has that
Yeah,
on it, and
yeah,
healing.
yeah.
And
And
healing.
healing, love and healing. Yeah. I usually I haven't put healing, but I have put love many times.
I have actually, I think I have perfect health or something like that written on mine. I think I have love and then perfect
Because
health.
water has memory, and then you drink it and it has that memory
Yep.
of what you said. So think about that. So anyway, I think that's probably great advice and suggestions.
Oh, one last thing though. One last thing. The last step is you have to be kind, loving, compassionate, and patient with yourself and everybody around you. Really, really important. Kind,
Very
loving,
important.
compassionate to everyone, including yourself.
That's an open heart.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I think that's a wrap. Wonderful having you on, and thank you for the information, and I'm sure everyone thanks you as well. So we'll see you again soon, and I'm going to look that meditation up myself. So thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are, and like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers, stronger than ever. Never say never. Don't look back now, don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are sisters and brothers, finding our place and running the race. We'll take our chance and seize the moment. Hold on tight and don't let go of all your hopes and dreams that light the way. We control our fate. Destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors.